Okay, let's look how we're going to predict the products of these. All right, so when you're doing these, let's do number 2. We've got the H and the OH. What happens? Those form HOH, also known as water. Okay, so what's left over? I've got K and NO3. So your positive ion's always in the first position, so you need to find their charge. So potassium's a +1, and it's going to be with this NO3. Let's find NO3, nitrates NO3, and it's a -1. I'm going to write that out here. NO3, -1. So what happens? The +1 and -1 cancel out, so the answer to this problem is KNO3, so the answer would be D. All right, so that's the same thing you're doing down here. Well, let's look at this first one. I've got H and OH, so there's my water, right? So what's left over? I've got this cesium, which is CS. Here's cesium, he's down this corner. He's a +1. And he's with this carbonate, who's over here. Here's carbonate, and he's a -2. So CO3, in parentheses, -2. So what happens? What do we need to do with that? We're going to swap the numbers, drop the signs. So what's the answer here? CS2, CO3. Okay? Swap the numbers, drop the signs. All right? So let's look at a different one. Let's look at number 4. So I've got the H, and we know OH goes here, right? Because all our bases are going to end in OH, -1. All right? And then all acids start with hydrogen +1. Okay. So here, who's going to be with OH, right? Well, we've got CO3, and there's the CO3, right? So what's left over? This strontium. All right, so let's find strontium. He's our positive ion, so he's a +2. There's strontium, +2. So I got the +2 strontium, and who's he's with? He's with the negative hydroxide. So again, swap the numbers, drop the signs. Okay, so you get strontium, that OH, with a 2 out here. Okay, what about here? Let's look at this one. So here we're missing both blanks, but we're going to do the acid part here. Okay, so we're missing our acid. So all acids are going to start with what? Hydrogen. So we got hydrogen. Hydrogen's positive, so he's going to go with the negative ion, or our anion here, which is chlorine, because potassium's a +1, right? Potassium's a +1. Chlorine's our nonmetal. He's our -1. So he's our -1. So we're going to have hydrogen, who's a +1, chlorine, who's a -1, and they're going to form an acid. And so those cancel out. So I get HCl, or hydrochloric acid. Okay, so don't forget to swap and drop. That's where everyone keeps going wrong, okay? Let me know if you have any questions.